Alright boys, we don't even have time for an intro in this video because we got a lot to cover. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that you need to know when you're getting into Inventor is the difference between a part is a individual piece. It's one solid object, but an assembly allows you to make one object and then stick them together. So you can have more than one object in the same file and you can set them to go together. Like if I pull this up, you can see more than one part. If I hover, you see this is one part, this is one part, this is one part. I can move these things to wherever I want, and there you go. That's what an assembly is. For this, we're gonna go and we're gonna create a new part. Okay, so I made a part, and this is gonna be the first thing you're gonna see. Now, the most important thing with Autodesk is to remember is that it is based on drawings. You start with a drawing. So in the upper left, you're going to see the Start 2D Sketch button. Press that. It opens up this plane here. So say I want to select the XY plane to do a drawing. I can click on XY plane and it opens up to this 2D view. Now, in order to create an object, you draw the object. So I want to create a box. There we go. I can go through here, set the dimensions. You see the two scale bars right there, right? So I want to make an inch by an inch by an inch cube. Go inch by inch. Alright, and I'm just using tab, enter, creates an inch by inch square. Finish sketch, and now you see this 3D representation of a 2D sketch. So, if you want to make this 3D, there's a few different ways you can go about this depending on your desired outcome. We wanted to make an inch by an inch by an inch cube. So we'll go over here and we'll use this extrude tool. If I press OK, now we've got a cube. Spin around it, take a look at that bad boy. Real cool. Now, there's also some important tools you need to be aware of in here. So say I want to go through and make a nice little rounded edge. Fillet, perfect tool for that. Click, bam, fillet, done. Nice and smooth. You can also create threads, chamfers, which is just a fillet, which I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but get over it. Make a chamfer, whatever. So those are the basics that you need to be aware of when actually creating an object. So if we now say we want to remove something from this object, we can go over here, start 2D sketch, and then we can select any face of this cube. Now say I want to create a circle going right through the center of this top face. I can select, okay, click start sketch like I already did, then you click here. Alright, it creates a sketch. So now we've got the sketch and we've got these edges selected around here, and those are just a reference point for the sketch. This is how big the sketch actually is. So if I go through here, click circle, it'll pull up the circle tool, and then you can see those lines start to form. Now those are snap points. Snap points can be any two intersecting lines. Snap points they don't really even have to be two intersecting lines, they can just be a point, but that's basically all you need to know about snap points is that you can snap to lines, and it is an extremely important feature. You will use that constantly. So now we select the mid part of that of the snap points right there, and then we can create the circle. We're going to go 0.5 inches, and we've got a circle. Finish sketch, and same drill. We're going to use extrude, and then we're going to select that circle we just created, and instead of extrude out, we're going to select cut. Now there's four options here. The most important ones are join and cut. These two you don't really have to worry about all that much yet. Go cut, and it'll automatically flip it around. Now say we want to make this 0.5 inches, and we press OK. There we go. We've got a circle halfway through our cube in the center. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how assemblies work. Now assemblies, you have to start with creating an object. We're going to go over here, press create. We're going to name the part. It's going to be part 4, and then we click anywhere on this view window here. Click, there you go. Now you're in the object mode. Now you can go through, create a 2D sketch, and now you're in sketch mode. So you can sketch, and we're going to make the exact same cube we did before, and we're going to set an inch by an inch, and we can use this dimension tool up here. We're going to do this, inch, enter, finish sketch, and then we've got this square, extrude by an inch, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, now we want to go return, and this brings us back to the assembly mode. We create another object, and we're just going to go part 5, perfect, press OK, And then we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to return back to the assembly mode, and you can see these two objects. Now I think you can see where we're going with this. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so that this attaches to this. And this is a super handy feature and is extremely easy. Well, all we have to do is click joint, and we select this face here, which is the end of the end of that cylinder there, and we're going to select this face in here, and it's going to go through. It's going to do its fancy render, and there we are. It's going to animate it. It's going to throw it right in there. We're going to press apply, and we're going to exit out of there, and bam, we've got these two cubes together making a rectangle. I know, fancy. Next, what we're going to cover is mirroring objects. Now, say I wanted to mirror these two objects right here. You can do this in any mode, whether you're in drawing mode, whether you're in part mode, or you're in assembly mode. And I'll show it in drawing mode as well, just to give you the idea. We can do a mirror. We're going to select these two objects right here. We're going to select a mirror plane, which we're going to use this plane here, and we're going to press next, OK. And there we go. Now we've got a total of 4 cubes, and we can do with what we want with them. For mirroring in sketches, we're going to go ahead, we're going to select an object, and double-clicking on it selects it, and we're going to go Start Sketch. We're going to do it at the top here. Now we're going to draw some cool little arc, There we go. And say that we want to mirror it across here. Now we just can't go up to here and select the mirror tool and just click on it and hope that it works, because it's not going to. You need a reference line for this situation. And the reference line we're going to draw from this point up here down to this point here, and then if we go to mirror, we select the line here, and then we select the mirror line, and we press apply. It's just going to mirror this sketch over to this side. Now you can do this with as many lines as you want, as many crazy arcs, as many as whatever you want to, but you can only use one mirror line. You can press Control and click on the lines to select it so you can mirror it. Another important feature to understand is patterns. And we have two options here. We either can do rectangular patterns or we can do circular patterns. Now, rectangular patterns, say if I wanted to make this circle, I wanted to make 4 of them, one here, one here, one here, and one here. It's really easy to do. All we have to do, the first thing we have to do is create a reference line, and since we're going in 2 different directions, I always recommend that you use 2 reference lines just to make sure that you have the angles correct. So now if we want to make those 3 other circles, we can do a rectangular pattern, select the circle, select direction 1, use this line here, we're going to go up by 0.5 inches, and then we're going to select this line here, and we're going to go over by 0.5 inches. There we go, press OK, and there we have it. We have a rectangular pattern. Now, the circular pattern, all you have to do, it's really easy, you just have to select circular up here. You want to select the geometry that you want to be circular, and for this I'm not going to use a circle to avoid confusion, I'm going to use an arc. We're going to make an arc like this, there we go, fancy arc. So we're going to do the circular pattern, click on it, click on this arc as the geometry, and the axis we're going to use is a circle. I believe that it always has to be a circle. I think maybe a point, yeah, you can do it around a point, but just use circles, it's going to be easier. Now if we want to create 20 of those arcs and create some weird looking shape there, we can do that, press OK. And the final thing that I'm going to cover in this video is we are going to explain how to export these files. Now, for me, I always export to an STL so that I can use it for 3D printing. But it's not what you think. Most people would think you go up here, you go to export, and you can export it like that. You can't. For 3D printing, you have to do it this way. So you go up to File, and I had to look this up at first because I had no idea. It's like, why is it this way? But you have to go to File, you have to go to Print, you have to go to 3D Print Preview. So we click on that option there, it's going to take a second to load it up, and there we go. It automatically creates a mesh, it kind of renders it, kind of cool, kind of looks interesting, and we can take that, we can select the file format from up here, STL, and we can go into the options, mess with these if we want to, but we're not going to, and then we're going to go Save, Copy, as in the upper left. And then we can save it as whatever we want to, and there you go. You have a 3D printable file. Alright everybody, I really hope you enjoyed this video on Autodesk Inventor in 10 minutes. If there's anything that you would like me to cover over a little bit more in depth, go ahead, reach out to me in the comments. I always answer. But anyway, like I said, I hope you have a great day,